Oh my god, I'm back with another Sorare Euro Profit Challenge video, episode 2 of the season-long series on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. And today, we'll be looking at a limited pro team from the La Liga, aka Spain, aka España, aka Spain. Now in my account, I was already low-key a tad kitted out here for the Liga Pro tournament. Remember, it's 4 limiteds and a common, and in my account I already had Dani Parejo and Pau Torres of Villarreal, and then 2 Valladolid keepers in Masip and Asenjo. And, you know, like my original thought here when setting up these teams is that, the goalkeepers will be the most expensive part, so I'll use them as common cards and then, limited cards outfield. But then when we take into account current prices, the Valladolid coverage in net is a total outlay of £14, which is not a lot of money in Sorare terms, and then looking at the other side of the coin with an elite player outfield, for instance, Vinicius Jr. of Real Madrid, and he is £188 for fuck's sake. I mean, like, a common keeper is just, there to do a job and pray they get a clean sheet, right? Can never really expect too much more than that, so I'm starting to think the common spot should be saved for an elite outfield player, not some Bush League goalkeeper, so already some tactical overhauls needed here for the series, especially for the Bundesliga team I did in episode 1, but that's a problem for future Royalivi. Today is all about the La Liga, so Jordi Masip will be the first name on the team sheet, followed up by, as I said, Pau Torres and Dani Parejo in the defensive and midfield spots, a combined current price there of about £15. Fuck me, prices are really in the bin right now. Like, I wrote £15 in the script and I just thought to myself, like, have I fucked that up? And now I remember looking like a few days ago when I wrote the script, and they were in fact £15, which, hey, I mean, it's cheap to make teams for this series, I guess, but it doesn't kindle joy with my heart with what has happened to the prices from yesteryear. So hey, maybe they'll get back to it one day, which means I would have got these teams for cheap, and then I'd win prices when they're less cheap. Yeah, all checks out in my head. I think we're on track here. I think this is good. This is good for me. This is good for us. Okay, I'm in a danger of going into complete rambling territory here, so let's get back on track. Looking at Pau Torres, he could be on the move this season in the summer transfer window, but currently he's at Villarreal, and his SO5 scores are they're just fine. Nothing terrible, but nothing too great either. So it's not always going to be fantastic. It could be an issue on some higher scoring game weeks where he doesn't quite push for those higher scores, but he does rock up with a decent AA score from time to time, so really going to need him to correlate well with Dani Parejo in midfield, who had a quiet end to the season, really. A couple of missed pens and suspensions thrown into the mix, but overall, we can see he still pumps out some strong scores and some big AA performances, which, I feel like AA performances is going to be a key catchphrase of this series, so you're probably going to hear that a lot, so fucking get used to it, bitch. Parejo was contracted for another year despite his age, so he should be a useful asset for this lineup for sure. And then the forward spots, and that was a considerable outlay for the series so far, I guess, and that belongs to Ousmane Dembele, who I picked up for about £30, the most expensive player here for sure. And he's constantly linked with a move away from Barca, and then a week later he's on the verge of signing a 5-year deal, so fuck knows what's going to happen with him this summer transfer window, but I'm hoping next season, wherever he is, he can get right back on track and be the talent that we all know he can be. I wouldn't exactly say he was a disappointment last season. He played a big part in Barca's early run to the title for sure, as we can see from his SO5 score graph. But, a big injury there in the middle, which was unfortunate, and, he got back playing towards the end of last season, and hopefully he can hit the ground running in the next one without too many problems. It all then comes down to this common extra spot that I have to deal with, so it's probably something I'm going to solve closer to the time, when the season starts in early August or fucking late July, whenever the fuck it is. I don't fucking know, probably around then. But basically, we're looking at some reasonable candidates for the channel, and as I said, Vinicius Jr. is always a player who's going to be in with a shout. Lewandowski's another one on the radar. Of course, Griezmann is in the picture as well from the top 3 La Liga clubs there. Any new striker Real Madrid get as well, that's one to keep an eye out. I assume they'll be shopping in the market for someone, whether that's Harry Kane or Mbappe. I know they mentioned Mbappe next season, so probably next season's problem. But hey, I'm sure they're going to want someone, right? So that's another option. But hey, as I said, I'll sort that closer to the start of the season. And I feel like for right now, this team's done, and we're looking at a grand total cost of about £55, the same as the Bundesliga setup. So it seems, there's a rough guide price here for a semi decent starting team in these limited pro tournaments. I wouldn't say they're elite teams, certainly not, but I'd say they'll probably be above average in terms of the overall competition. And yeah, that's the La Liga one done. So we've got some exciting times ahead with Liga 1, EPL, and Serie A to come. So like and subscribe and blah 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 for that shit. It will be fucking exciting. I can't wait. And I'll catch you next time, because I love you.